guys! Welcome to my class. Our topic for today is to compare fractions. You are going to learn it here, the easy way. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you will be kept updated on the next math lesson. Then, like and share so that you can also help other students. We are going to learn today how to compare fractions by using the least common denominator. Least common denominator is the smallest number of all the common multiples of the denominators when two or more fractions are given. We have learned previously that a fraction represents a portion of the whole thing. Like in this example, 4/5. The number on top of the bar is called the numerator. In this case, it is 4. It is the number of equal parts taken. And the number below the bar is 5, and this is called denominator. It is the total number of equal parts in a whole. Comparing symbols are greater than, less than, or equal to. Let us work on this example so that you will be guided. Compare the fraction by using models. 5/6 compared with 4/7. We are going to draw two bars that is of the same length and size. Since the denominator of the first fraction is 6, we are going to cut the first bar into 6 parts. However, the denominator of the second fraction is 7, so we are going to cut the second bar into 7 parts. Let us shade the 5 parts of the first bar to show the 5/6. Then, we are going to shade the 4 parts of the second bar to show 4/7. It is apparently clear from the models that the parts taken from the first bar is bigger than the parts taken from the second bar. Therefore, 5/6 is greater than 4/7. After comparing fractions using models, let us use the same example by comparing it using LCM. I want you guys to take note of this. The second fraction has the denominator of 7, so we're going to multiply the first fraction by 7/7. 5/6 multiplied by 7/7. And it will give us 35/42. Now, I want you to take note of this again. The first fraction has the denominator of 6. So, we're going to multiply the second fraction by 6/6. So, 4 times 6 is 24 and 7 times 6 is 42. You can notice that the denominator is both 42. Correspondingly, since both the denominators are the same, we can compare now the numerator. 35 is bigger than 24. Therefore, 5/6 is still greater than 4/7. Our answer is the same as using models. Let us work on the same example, but this time we're going to use another strategy. We're going to compare fraction by using cross products. I want you to take note of this, guys. This is very important. We're going to multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction. Since we are working on the numerator of the first fraction, we're going to write our answer on that side. Accordingly, 5 times 7 is 35. Afterwards, we're going to multiply the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction. Since we are working on the numerator of the second fraction, we're going to write our product on the side of the second fraction. Therefore, 4 times 6 will give us 24. We can now compare the products. It is clear that 35 is bigger than 24. Accordingly, 5/6 is greater than 4/7. Whatever strategy we are using, either by using models, by using LCM, or using cross products, the answer will always be the same. Let us us work on another example so that you can understand it well. Compare the fractions by using LCM. We are going to compare 1/2 and 2/3. The fraction have a denominator of 2 and 3. So, the first fraction 1/2 will be multiplied by 3/3 since the denominator of the second fraction is 3. Accordingly, 1/2 multiplied by 3/3 will give us 3/6. Now, we can work on the second fraction, which is 2/3. Since the denominator of the first fraction is 2, we're going to multiply the second fraction by 2/2. Accordingly, 2/3 times 2/2 will give us 4/6. You can notice that the denominator of both fractions is equivalent to 6. Now, we can compare the numerator. And you can identify that 4 is bigger than 3. In this regard, 1/2 is less than 2/3. It is easy, right? Let us compare the same fraction by using the cross product. I would like to recommend you using cross product whenever you are going to compare fraction because this is the easiest way to compare it. Therefore, we're going to multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction. I want you to take note that wherever the numerator is, you're going to write your answer on that side. Accordingly, 1 times 3 will give us 3. Likewise, multiplying the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction, it will give us 2 times 2. And the answer is 4. Correspondingly, we can compare now the products and it is clear that 4 is bigger than 3. Therefore, 1/2 is less than 2/3. It is easy, right? Let us work on another example so that you can hit it off. Compare the fractions 5/8 with 4/7. This time, it is up to you to choose what strategy you are going to use. In my case, I would use the cross product strategy because it is the easiest way to find the comparison of fractions. Multiplying the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction, it will give us 5 times 7, and the answer is 35. We're going to write the answer on the side of 5/8 because we are working on the numerator of the first fraction. Likewise, multiplying the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction, it will give us 4 times 8, which is equal to 32. We're going to write the answer on the side of 4/7. Because we are working on the numerator of the second fraction. We can now compare the product of the cross multiplication, and it is clear that 35 is bigger than 32. Correspondingly, 5/8 is greater than 4/7. Let us work on another example so that you can perfectly understand the lesson. Compare the fractions 3/8 with 1/2. 3 times 2 will give us 6. And 1 times 8 will give us 8. Accordingly, 3/8 is less than 1/2. It is easy, right? In this regard, we have met our goal for today's lesson. We have learned how to compare fractions by using the least common denominator. And we have also learned how to use the different strategies in comparing fraction by using model, least common denominator, and cross product. To wrap it up, in comparing fractions by using model, we're going to draw a bar diagram which is of the same size and length. Then, we are going to cut the bars according to the number of the denominator and shade it according to the number of the numerator. Right away, you can identify which one or which bar is bigger. Likewise, in comparing the fraction by using LCM, we're going to multiply the first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction. and the second fraction by the denominator of the first fraction, and you can identify which one is bigger. Likewise, we can compare fraction by cross product. We're going to multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction. Moreover, we can multiply the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction, and we can compare right away the products. To conclude our lesson for today, I want you to always remember what His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, may his soul rest in peace, wrote for us. Education is like a lantern which lights your way in a dark alley. Sheikh Zayed wrote and left this quote for us so that the youth will always remember the importance of education. His quote will handed down from generation to generation, but the genuine concern of Sheikh Zayed for his nation will always remain and be realized by the future generation. And to encapsulate our lesson for today, I want you to always remember that life is a math equation. You cannot get the most of it if you cannot convert the negatives into positive. I do hope you have learned a lot for today's lesson and you find it easy. Till next month's lesson. Catch you later, guys. See ya!